The city of Teotihuacan, this is the Center for Enlightenment Production, brought to you by Bartholomew. The city of Teotihuacan had three major temples: the Temple of the Sun, the Moon, and the Feathered Serpent. It was eventually abandoned by the Teotihuacanese and burned with fire. The archaeologists are at a loss as to why that happened, but it's basically because the Feathered Serpent Temple was taking humans and sacrificing them. The base of the temple had human bodies buried in it. So if you have a pernicious government, you have to take that seriously, and they decided to burn their government to the ground rather than try to fix the Feathered Serpent cult, the Luciferians. So this temple, the Temple of the Sun, was man-made and was once painted all red with white. And that's because of the Amanita muscaria, which I have already revealed to you was the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Let's go forward. The Temple of the Moon. This is a mask of the moon god. He has psilocybin in his ears and a wind symbol over his mouth, meaning he speaks the spirit, or what the spirit says he speaks. You can see the psilocybin mexicane here, and they are reflected in his ears so that he's hearing what the spirit says. Experiential spirituality. Let's take a moment and pause. You've heard a lot of people say, "Oh, I'm spiritual." And by that they mean they do yoga. But spiritual experience is firsthand, gained by the experiencer, spirituality. So it's knowledge that spirits exist. It's the ability to test the spirits to see which are in alignment with Christ. It's the ability to learn information from a higher source. Mostly spiritual teachings. And here this incense burner shows the poppy, here closely depicted here, and it was used to, as the term denotes, burn incense. But there are many types of psychedelic plants depicted here. In Teotihuacan, the goddess first emerges. We see the goddess shown here with the serpent plant, or the morning glories, and the spiral that comes from them, or rather the symbolic reference to the spiral comes from the twirling of the morning glory tendril. In her ears, you do see the psilocybin mushroom. Psilocybin can be used for the practice of other worships, but it's not recommended. It fits best with Christianity. Although God is God for all people who seek Him. The twin serpents here at Teotihuacan in the Temple of the Moon, we have the emergence of the goddess and her worshippers on the right and left. She's got morning glory tendrils and a water-like symbol coming off her hands, which represents the potion made from the morning glory seeds. These priests are planting the morning glory seeds, probably along the riverbank where they are known to have grown. The Franciscan friars declared, "We can't convert these people because they are eating the seeds of a morning glory that they say contains a deity." Lucifer has his ways. Well, I'm sure that's not what you wanted to hear. Teotihuacan and the jaguar symbol, which was always, all the way back to the Olmec, associated with psilocybin, is now converting to the tendril or the spiral of the morning glory potion. The Temple of the Feathered Serpent, here you see the conch shell, his seashell symbol, and that's the spiral again. And here is the morning glory seed pod depicted as a dragon. These are the seed crushing tools They're basically used with both hands to grind up morning glory seeds in the temple of the feathered serpent, where the practitioners had experiential spirituality experiences with deities other than the divine, one hopes. Though the Maztecs do call these seeds the seeds of the Virgin. I would be suspicious, knowing that it is originally a two-headed serpent and the other head is quite vicious. Lucifer. The Peruvian culture from 100 to 300 AD. This is a flying man, and in his hand he is shown with psilocybin, the blue cap and the gold stem. Here again, gold cap, blue stem, and these guys too small to see the color on. Here we have a votive showing a man holding two mushrooms. This is Mocha culture, Peruvian. Again, Peruvian culture. Here's the use of the morning glory. You see the hummingbird closely associated with these flower symbols of the stem or the handle, and the morning glory tendril coming out. Again, more Mocha culture in Peru. This is a Manita muscaria, where the third eye might be on the head of this priest. So they were using the tree of knowledge of good and evil for shamanic purposes, to contact entities beyond the spectrum of light. The Maya were in the same condition, worshipping the morning glory as the vision serpents, which they would take the morning glory potion, they would bleed themselves, put that on paper and make it as an offering to this vision serpent, who would then appear to them in a vision and maybe be an ancestor or maybe the deity of Lucifer, known by them as other names, other guises. They also used the psilocybin and closely linked it to the jaguar and the quetzal bird. You see the bird head there and the jaguar head here, with the man's face in the middle of it. And a psilocybin mushroom kind of linked to serpents, which is an unfortunate linkage. The Maya. This is a profile of psilocybin in the ear of this Mayan man, probably a ruler. This is the Aztec flag, or rather the Mexican flag. Mexico City is founded where the Aztecs used to live. And you can see here the seashell, the scallop shell, psilocybin being displayed in these water symbols with caps and closed caps. It was prophesied by the child god of the Aztecs that they would find their home when an eagle was on top of a cactus eating a serpent. And that's where they founded their city. And, well, that's interesting because the child god would be the Christian god. But psilocybin would do that. It would unify all the sheep under one shepherd. The Aztecs and a Manita muscaria. This is a Manita muscaria here, the red cap with the white dots and the white stem. Here he's holding a red mushroom, symbolic of the Manita muscaria. The Aztec sun god, Huitzilopochtli. His symbol was the morning glory. He was a morning glory deity. And in his left hand, he's holding the morning glory symbol, left-handed path. He's got the hummingbird, his symbolic bird, visiting the morning glory flower, done here symbolically, again coming from the third eye, and the shield of the Iron Cross, which is a morning glory symbol. All right, let's wrap it up here, and we'll come back to the Aztecs and their deities that they use psychotropic plants to reach tomorrow. Thanks for paying attention.